All right, friends. Well, we're going to share a little story here in regards to what normally happens in a real estate transaction. You have a seller and you have a buyer. What we've seen is of significance is inventory at a lot less rate than it was at this time last year. So there's very little inventory out there. Interest rates are in the 6 and 7s. They're a little bit higher than they were about a year ago, but that's what helped the market kind of even go up again with reduced inventory. Now we're down about 40%. So there's a lot of buyers out there, and also there's fewer sellers. Granted, homes are selling a little faster. So if you're going to represent a seller, you want to get them the best price. If you're going to represent a buyer, you want to get them the best price. Obviously, the best terms as well. So for instance, I'm doing a transaction over in Point Loma. Seller wanted to sell. He wasn't really motivated to sell. However, I brought the buyer in. He liked it. He wrote an offer immediately. Now, the seller took a little more time than expected, almost 5 weeks to respond. However, you have to let that seller go through that process and always be touching base. You don't want to just say, hey, I'm following up. You want to be touching base. Nevertheless, I let the seller do the thing at his time and his pace. He wanted to move and he had to figure it out. So you always have to be able to be there and empathize, friends, with people, what they're going through. So what we were able to do is connect with the seller. The seller finally responded. We got the buyer to do his thing and think about it and then respond. Took about 6 weeks to put the deal together. Nevertheless, both parties are happy. Going through the process now of the inspections and going through the due diligence of the seller and the buyer, making sure the disclosures are filled out correctly and make sure that the buyer's getting his inspections done and everybody's happy. That's the thing. And you need to work together with both the buyer and the seller, especially if there's going to be the meeting of the minds when it's going to be an off-the-market property, as well as that seller and buyer come together. So if you ever have anything that you may need help with through a transaction or thinking about doing, please reach out anytime. We can talk about how we can help you make a great move in real estate. Thanks for watching.